A lengthy new gameplay video came out this week for Assassin's Creed Shadows where developers showcased both Naoe and Yasuke taking down a ton of enemies at a palace in Kyoto before eventually facing off against a samurai daisho. Well, I think a lot of people thought that Yasuke was more of the tank that could just waltz into enemy encampments and destroy everyone, with Naoe serving as the stealthy shinobi. Through this new gameplay reveal, we saw both of those versions of the dual protagonist, but we also saw the stealthy version of Yasuke and the in-your-face open combat version of Naoe. And honestly, all the playstyles look really cool, like surprisingly so. Like, if I had to define this new combat trailer in one word, that word would be polished. This game is starting to look seriously polished. Now, it was a bit weird seeing Yasuke sneak around instead of just swinging some sort of blunt weapon. For example, the developer even said, quote, "He's a lot bigger and slower," and, quote, "vertical leaps are limited in comparison to Naoe." So, climbing with Yasuke isn't necessarily bad, but even in the trailer, it certainly looks slower, more cumbersome, and less ideal than the traversal that you get with Naoe, with the seamless climbing, vaulting, and all-around swiftness. The funny thing was, at the end of the gameplay video, they even showed off Yasuke taking the stairs up a massive building since he struggles so much with typical Assassin's Creed styled climbing. But the stealth version of Yasuke was not bad. They showed how versatile each character could potentially be, with Yasuke using silent arrows to take out enemies, and even clumsily sneaking around rooftops before later going into open combat mode and just destroying everyone, which is more of what I expected from the outset. One thing that I did notice though while watching all of these different gameplay styles was the obvious and abundantly apparent lack of intelligence from enemy AI. Enemy AI in this game looks completely clueless at times, and when Yasuke goes all out with a rifle and naginata, showcasing his open combat aggressive side, he literally wipes through the crowd of enemies seamlessly. It seriously looks like some sort of god mode at times where Yasuke mops the floor with them. And I understand that he's supposed to be powerful and that this video is likely far into the game after Yasuke had leveled up quite a bit, but this did not look challenging in the least bit. Again, it appeared to be a dev playing the game, so maybe he just made it look easy, I'm not sure. I was super excited though to see that Yasuke has more functionality than I thought, including one-shot assassinations that are louder and more in the open than Naoe. Now, these look absolutely epic, and I mean, this is the samurai-style combat that I was certainly hoping for. Still, from everything that I saw with this new combat, I'm sold on using Naoe's stealthy shinobi style because it is more akin to traditional Assassin's Creed games with the one-shot and sometimes dual-shot assassinations. Her open combat style also looks more challenging and, in my opinion, more enjoyable than what we see from Yasuke, but I will admit that all these combat playstyles look awesome, and I can't wait to mess around with each of these to see what just feels the best in the game world. Beyond the lengthy new gameplay reveal though, we also had Ubisoft reveal the game length of Assassin's Creed Shadows, with director Jonathan Dumont noting that we can expect a main story campaign of around 30 to 40 hours. But if players do all the side quests and optional content in the game, Dumont stated that, quote, "The length of Assassin's Creed Shadows can extend to 80 hours or much more, I'm assuming depending on the playstyle that you choose and how much you invest in certain quests." Weeks ago, it had already been revealed anyhow that this new Assassin's Creed game was going to be more akin to something like AC Origins in map size and game length, and that appears to again be confirmed with these new comments, and I think that's probably a good thing because while I really enjoyed Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Vahalla, there was definite bloat in those games that could have been trimmed out before release. I think the only reason that I played all of Assassin's Creed Odyssey to completion as well was simply due to Cassandra, who I still believe is one of the best gaming protagonists in the last decade or so. But yeah, 30 to 40 hours for the main story sounds very doable, and that opens things up as well so that people who do really enjoy the game can go a bit further and invest another 40 hours or so into the world of Assassin's Creed Shadows. The final Assassin's Creed related item then that I wanted to discuss today is the free DLC that we're getting if we pre-order the game, because there was some interesting news that recently came out in relation to this DLC. This week, it was revealed that the Claws of Awaji DLC would occur after the, quote, definitive ending of the main game, and that it would be, quote, spookier or more eerie than the feeling of the main game. I'm wondering if that means that Ubisoft will lean more into myths and legends like they've done for prior Assassin's Creed DLC releases. Remember, for instance, the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC from Origins or the Fate of Atlantis DLC from Odyssey. And while Assassin's Creed is certainly not a series that, to me, espouses realism, similar to something like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I think it is fair to say that the main campaign in recent AC games has been fairly rooted in reality, with the DLC kind of taking things to a new level and then going off the rails a bit more. But from what has been reported thus far on this free DLC, the expansion will see Naoe and Yasuke trapped on a spooky island, and the DLC will include around 10 hours of new content. Beyond this first DLC though, no other plans have been revealed for additional Assassin's Creed content for Shadows. Of course, with all the controversies and delays that have surrounded this game, we saw the cancellation of the Gold Edition, and so we kind of have to wonder now if Ubisoft is waiting to see how successful Shadows will be before committing to future content drops. Though, at the same time, DLC is content that is often planned so far ahead of time, and so maybe it truly is the case that Ubisoft is going to only drop the one free DLC for this game before moving on to something new. In any case though, Assassin's Creed Shadows is dropping fairly soon now, in less than 2 weeks' time, and honestly, despite all the heat that has surrounded this game, the more that I see of it, the more that I am becoming sold that it will at least be a decent experience in terms of the gameplay, because everything that we've seen in recent weeks, from the weather and seasonal system to the progression trees and the gameplay styles, just looks really well polished, even for an Assassin's Creed game. And I hope that actually is the case when we get our hands on this very soon. But anyhow, what are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Shadows? Are you picking this game up on day one? And which protagonist will you choose to play most of the game as? Does the Naoe gameplay solidify the appeal of that character? Or has the new playstyles trailer won you on Yasuke at all? Shout out down in the comments below and let me know what you're thinking. And if you enjoyed the video today, consider subscribing. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next level.